class 9, Python control flow statements, part 3. See, so far we discussed Python control flow, decision making or conditional statements. In the last class, day before yesterday, I think Saturday, we discussed conditional statements and started loop statements. See once again, now I am starting Python control flow, loop statements. See, a loop statement allows us to execute or run a statement or group of statements multiple times. That's it. Say, a loop statement, a loop statement allows us to run or execute a statement or step or instruction, all are synonyms. A statement or group of statements multiple times. Code repetition multiple times. That's it. Observe, Rajesh, is it okay? What is loop statement? It allows us to run a statement or group of statements multiple times. That's it, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Savitri. Next,
Yes, sir.
Savitri, Python programming language provides two loop structures. What are the two loop structures?
For loop, while loop.
For loop, next while loop. Already I told in the last class. For loop, while loop, purpose almost all same. Style different. If you know the record count, you can use for loop. It is flexible. Irrespective of the record count, you can use while loop. Next, suppose in Java language, we have 4 loop structures. Do you have any idea about Java, Savitri?
No, sir.
Okay, cool, no problem. In Java language, we have 4 loop structures. Just a comparison. In Java, for loop, while loop, do while loop, next enhanced for loop. For example, in VB script also we have 4 loop structures. For next, while when, do while or loop, or do while or until loop, next for each next. But in our Python, only 2 loop structures. Okay. First I am discussing, first I am explaining for loop. What is the functionality of for loop? See, for loop iterates over the items of any sequence, means data structure, of any sequence such as list or a string. One more definition is there. Observe. First definition, for loop iterates over the items of any sequence such as a list or string. This is one definition. Another I will show. Another. Just a minute. We will use range also. Syntax. For iterating variable, in sequence, colon, code indentation, statements. statements. One or more. One or more. Next, observe. I will show one more. One more syntax, Savitri. For num. Num is just
Storing value.
variable, but that is number. Number. We have to initialize that one. Num in range. Range is built-in function. Range of, for example, val1, comma, val2, colon, statements. Just a minute. Observe. Say if you use the range 1 to 10, it will print 1 to 10. This is starting number. Okay. Now, this is variable, iterator. This is variable, not starting number. Starting number, this one, val1.
Val1.
Val1 is starting number. This is iterative variable. Variable. First, observe this one. If I provide example, then you can get more clarity, Rajesh. Observe, suppose, don't focus on creating lists. How to create, just a minute, iterative in sequence. How to create lists? We create a list with using square brackets. Don't focus on that one. Suppose my list, say it is just identifier, list name. Don't focus. Tomorrow we will discuss data structures. Suppose 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 90. Suppose these are my list items. Say list enclosed with square brackets. Okay, list. Print this one. Print this list. Just a minute. Example. For iterative variable. Just I'm using num. Not only num, you can use x, y, z, no problem. This is iterative variable. In my list. Just a minute. We need to create my list in this program file only. Just a minute. Next. For example, it is num is iterative variable. Print num. Not only num, you can use x, y, z, a, b, c, any name. Save the file. Now observe, Savitri. My list is having 6 items.
Yes,
Values 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 90. I am printing this list using for loop. Then what is the output?
10, 20, 30 line by line, sir.
10, 20, 30 line by line. Just a minute, run module. Observe. Line by line, na? It is printing line items one by one. Just a minute. This is my example. Observe, Rajesh. Right, query Rajesh.
Yes, sir.
What is the output? Output or result? See,
Yes, sir.
line by line, 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 90, line by line. Observe my first syntax definition. For iterating variable in sequence. Iterating variable is just variable. You can use any name, any name. You need to print that one. That's it. You can use any name. Suppose next example 2. Example 2. What is the definition? For loop iterates over the items for any sequence such as list or string. List or string. Suppose you can use any meaningful name. Suppose my string. You can use X also. My string equals to say double quotes, banana. Suppose if variable number X, any name, X. My string. Earlier list, this time string. My string is variable name. You can use just str1 or X or Y. If I print, what is the output?
B-A-N-A.
Just a minute. Say output is B A N A N A. Use multi-line comment. No syntax for multi-line comment. We use multi-line string comment. Okay. Save the code. Run module. Observe banana. Okay now.
Yes, sir.
This is about printing string letters. Example. Output. Next, come to second syntax. For num, this is variable. This is variable in range. Okay, now for variable. See. Example. Now just observe. I will write one small program using that syntax. You just tell me the output for var. Var is just a variable name. You can use any meaningful name. In is Python keyword. Range is built-in function of Python as like print. Range 5. Range 5 colon print var. Now tell me, Savitri, what is the output? What it will print?
Sir, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say it starts from 0. 5
Yes,
items.
Sir. Okay.
Say this is excluded. Say this range value is excluded.
Okay,
Means it
sir.
will print 5 values. I think 0 to 4.
Right.
Just a minute. Run module 0 to 4 now.
Yes, sir.
5 values. That fifth
Okay.
one, 5 is excluded. Just a minute.
Okay.
Output 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose my, just a minute, example, print 1 to 10, 1 to 10 numbers. Print 1 to 10 numbers, Rajesh. Guide me, Rajesh. Print 1 to 10 numbers. Print 1 to 10 numbers using this range function. Print 1 to 10 numbers for where
in range.
Where in range built-in function. Range, range
11.
11. Then what will happen?
0 will print, right? If we don't
It
want
will
0.
print 0 also, 0 to 10. It will print,
Condition.
I want 1 to 10. Just a minute. Suppose print where. I think it will print 11 is excluded. It will print
In
0 to 10.
where in
11 numbers. 11 numbers.
syntax.
Run module. Just a minute. Why it is showing error? Where in spell in is Java keyword.
Yes.
Sorry, Python keyword. Run module. Run module. Observe 0 to 11 0 to 10 na.
Yes, sir.
I want 1 to 10. Print 1 to 10 numbers. Here observe the syntax. Use this one, range. You just don't use end value. Start value also use. You
Okay,
can use
okay.
start and end values now.
Yes, sir.
Suppose 1 comma 11. Anyhow, 11 is excluded now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It will start from 1 less than 11. Run the run module. Observe, it is printing 1 to 10 now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is printing 1 to 10. Okay. Just a minute. Try to improve the logic, Savitri. Next
Sure.
example, Savitri.
Sir.
Print 10 to 1 means 1 to 10 numbers in reverse order. 1 to 10 numbers in reverse order.
Okay, sir.
Suppose what is the start value?
For
For where
in range.
just a minute. Every time use for, suppose where
in
at
range.
in range
11 to 1, sir.
in range. What is the start value? I want
11.
to print 10 to 1 numbers.
Then 10, sir.
10 start value 10. Comma
1, sir.
0.
0.
Okay.
1 excluded na.
Okay, okay, sir.
It will print 10 to 2. 10 to 0 means it won't print 0.
Okay,
Less
sir.
than greater than 0.
Okay, sir.
Greater than 0.
Print where, sir? Close colon.
No. Say increment is default. Increment is default. But
Okay, sir.
decrement is not default.
Okay, okay, sir. Then minus 1.
See.
Print where?
Print where. Save the program. Run module. Oh, where is it showing? Print where in range 10, 0, -1 print. Any problem here?
No, sir.
Why it is showing?
12.
Why it is showing this one? Print 10, comma 0, comma minus 1.
Minus 1. Correct. Sir.
Then why it is showing this one?
Colon.
Colon. I use it colon. For loop structure, any code block colon is mandatory.
Yes, sir.
Where
This is semicolon.
colon, expected colon. We use it colon only, na? Print where in range 10 to 0 minus 1.
Correct.
Correct only. Why it is showing? Save, run module, expected, colon, syntax error. Where it is showing? What is the earlier script, earlier program? 1 to 11, this one.
Yeah.
Just a minute. I think it is not correct. 10 to 0. Run. Nothing.
Yes, sir.
It is say for 10 to 10 comma 0 comma minus 1 colon print where it is run module. Oh, indentation problem. 10 to 1.
You have kept a semicolon, sir, before. After 0, there was semicolon instead of comma.
Oh, okay. Syntax error. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Save the module. Save the program. Run module. Now it is working. A small syntax error.
Yes.
Savitri.
Okay.
Now it is printing 10 to 1. Na? 10
Yes,
is,
sir.
10 is starting value. 0 is ending value. Less than 0. Greater than 0. 0 is not included, excluded. Decrement minus 1. Suppose if it is increment, plus 1 is default. Na?
Okay, sir.
Plus 1 is default. You no need to
Okay.
use, you need not use plus 1.
Right.
You
Okay,
need,
sir.
I think just a minute. You need not use plus 1. Just a minute. For example, 1 to 11 excluded. Suppose 1. Save the program. What it will print?
1 to 10, sir.
1 to 10. Run the program. 1 to 10. Say it is not mandatory.
Okay,
It is default. It is default. Just a minute. But for decrement, you need to mention.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Decrement, you need to mention. Next, observe Rajesh example.
Yes, sir.
Print every 10th number, up to 100. Print every 10th number up to 100. Means my output will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
Yes, sir.
That is my output. Rajesh, guide me for write for loop for that one. Write for loop for that one.
Yes, sir. For where?
For suppose already I told in loop structures in control flow, whenever you want to use a single variable, use I. If you want two variables, use ij. If you want three variables, ijk. It is not a rule, just a standard. Earlier we used where, num, no problem. For I,
in range.
in range of means open bracket. What is the start value?
10.
Start value 10.
Comma. 101.
Good. 101.
Comma. Plus 10.
10. Plus 10 means just 10.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Print
Next,
I.
print I. Save the program. Run module. Observe Savitri.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Every 10 number na, every 10th
Yes.
number na.
Yes, sir.
This is about print every 10th number up to 100.
Right.
Next, one more example. Insert condition within loop. I already discussed, I think, in the last class. Okay. Say my example is print 1 to 10 number except fourth and seventh numbers. This is my requirement, Savitri. And except fourth and seventh numbers. First, expect the output. What will be the output? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. No 4, no 7. No 4, no 7. First, print 1 to 10 number. Then enhance the program. Print 1 to 10 numbers. Say for I
in range.
In range is built-in function of Python for in keywords, reserved words.
Okay.
1, 11. And first I am writing only printing 1 to 10 numbers. Suppose print of variable I. Save the code or program, run or shortcut key F4. 1 to 10 it is printing. Now observe my condition. Except 4th and 7th numbers. Restrict 4th and 7th numbers using condition and compound condition required here. Compound condition required. After that, after for loop statement, enter if compound condition. I
is
implementation equals to 4
and close and
I not equals to 7
close
7 colon enter. Next, this print statement belongs after if condition na.
Yes, sir.
After if condition.
We need to follow indentation.
Code indentation. Save. Run. Suppose if you write print statement here, it is parallel to if na. So it will follow for loop logic, but it has to follow if. If follows for is main. run module. Oh, syntax error. Where is that syntax error?
Oh, you didn't mention I, sir, before the.
Oh, yes. Variable, mention the variable. I not equals to 4 and save, run module. Observe output 1, 2, 3, no 4, 5, 6, no 7, 8, 9, 10. See, this is about inserting conditions within loop structures. Loop structures. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Next, we did several examples, and you practice this one. Next, while loop. While loop, Rajesh, observe while loop.
Yes, sir.
What is while loop? What is the functionality? You see, for loop functionality we discussed now. For loop iterates over the items. Just a minute. Over the items of any sequence such as list not of list string, or you can use range. Next, what is while loop? While loop, it repeatedly runs statements while condition is true. Once condition meets false, it will come out from the loop. It repeatedly runs or executes statements. Generally, we call statement term, Savitri,
Okay, sir.
synonyms, steps, or instructions. Statement or step or instruction. All are synonyms. But popular term is statement. Run, execute, run a program, execute a program, synonyms. Run is popular, that's it. You can use execute. It repeatedly runs statements while condition is true. There no range. Condition while condition is true. Once you meet, once condition is false, it will come out from the loop. Suppose you are in true position, it will iterate.
Okay.
Once condition meets false, it will come out from the loop. See, syntax. Observe the syntax, Rajesh. This is initialization. Here we need to initialize variable, Savitri, variable. Integer variable. Why count na?
Yes, sir.
Integer. Next, while condition, colon, hello, code indentation, statements, with 4 white spaces. If we use IDLE or PyCharm IDE, it will take that indentation automatically. After pressing enter, after this colon, it will take code indentation automatically. Here, now guide me. We prepared some examples for loop now.
Yes, sir.
Suppose example 1. Print 1 to 10. 1 to 10 numbers. Earlier we printed using for loop, this time using while loop. While loop. Print 1 to 10 numbers using while loop. First initialization.
Yes,
See,
sir.
initialization. I equals to 1 to 10 numbers. What is the
Yes.
starting value?
1, sir.
1. Just a minute. Just a minute. Where is the syntax? Statements. Statements. One or more statements. Next, increment or decrement. See here, no default increment. Savitri.
sir.
Whether it is 1 or other than 1, you need to mention. No
Yes,
default. Suppose in
Okay,
for loop, 1 increment is default. Okay, initialize start value. Start value.
One.
I equals to 1.
Okay.
While I less than or equals to 10 means up to 10, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Up to 10. Next, print I. Next, I equals to I plus 1.
1.
I plus 1.
1.
First 1. It checks condition. 1 less than or equals to 10, yes. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 less than or equals to 10, yes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. 10 less than or equals to 10, yes. Next 11, less than or equals to 10, no. It will come out. So it will print 1 to 10 only. 1 to 10 only. Save the program, run module. 1 to 10 only, na?
Yes, sir.
And one more thing. Whenever you start code block, start writing code block, leave one blank line. That is not a rule, just standard. Otherwise, earlier I used I didn't use blank line. Use blank line. That is standard. This is about printing 1 to 10 numbers using while loop. While loop. Guide me, Rajesh. Earlier we did one example. This one. Print every 10th number up to Rajesh, up to 100, using while loop. Earlier we printed using for loop. I already told while for loop, while loop, purpose almost all same, style different. If you know the record count, you can use for loop. Irrespective of the record count, you can use while loop. Okay. Now tell me, Rajesh, my requirement is print 10 to, print every 10th number up to 100. My output will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. Okay, Rajesh not responding. You continue, Savitri.
Sir, I is equal to 10.
I equals to start value 10. Good. Next.
While I less than or equal to 101, sir.
Good. Not 101 not required. Less than or equals to means 100.
Okay.
100 included na.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Less than or suppose I less than 100 means up to 99, isn't
Yes,
it?
sir. Okay.
I less than 101 means up to 100. If you use less than or equals to, then 100 included. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Next.
Print I.
Print I.
I equals to I plus 10.
I equals to
I plus 10.
I plus
10.
10, next 20, like. Okay.
Okay.
up to 100. After 100, 110. 110 less than or equals to 100. No, it will come out from the loop. Run module. Observe. 10 to 100 now.
Yes, sir.
This is about printing every 10th number up to
Using
100
while. Okay.
using while loop structure. While loop structure. Next. Suppose example 3. Just a minute. Example 3. Print 10 to 1 numbers. 10 to 1 numbers. Rajesh, are you there? Rajesh not responding. Savitri.
Sir.
Rajesh. Why some sound from your side?
Now also, sir.
Observe that sound.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Now, okay. Rajesh not responding, Savitri.
Okay, sir.
You fulfill this requirement. What is our requirement? Print 10 to 1 numbers.
Yes, sir.
It is reverse order, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I equals to
1, sir.
10. 10 to 1 numbers, na? What is the starting number?
10, sir.
10.
Then I is equal to 10. Yes, sir.
10. Next, while I. Condition, write the condition.
Less
What is
than
the end number? End number
1.
1, na?
Yes, sir.
I greater than or equals to 1.
1.
Greater than. Earlier, less than or equals to 10. That is high number. This is that is a big number. This is small number, na? So greater than or equals to colon. Next, print of I. Next,
I equals to I minus 1, sir.
Word I minus 1. I minus 1. First 10. Next 10 minus 1, 9. 8. Like that. 1. 1. I is 1. 1 less than or equals to 1, yes. Next 0. 0 less than or equal to 1, no. It will come out from the loop. So 10, it will print 10 to 1 numbers only. Run module. Observe. It is printing 10 to 1 numbers only, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Okay, sir.
Last example for this loop, then you can practice with other examples also.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, sir.
Suppose print 1 to 10 numbers except 4th order. Except 4th number. Single condition. Print, for example, 1 to 5 numbers. 1 to 5 numbers. Except suppose third number. My output will be 1 to 4 5.
Okay.
1 to 4 5.
Yes,
first write code for printing 1 to 5. Then you can insert the condition. I equals to start value 1. Next,
yes.
while I less than just
I equal to
I less than or equals to
5.
5 colon. Next,
Print
I. It will print increment required. Na? I equals to I plus. Here no default increment. Here no default.
Okay.
In for loop, default increment 1.
Yes, sir.
run module, it will print 1 to 5 numbers.
Yes,
1
sir.
to 5 numbers. I want to restrict that to third order or third number. I want
Okay.
1, 2, 4, 5.
If I equals
After while insert condition, insert condition, if
I
I exclamation equals to
exclamation
what is the third order? 4 exclamation. What I want to restrict? Third number. I exclamation equals to 3.
sir, you didn't write I instead of
3
you wrote 1, sir.
not I. Exclamation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, shift 1.
Yeah. Next to print in and yes, sir.
Print. Next, that increment statement
Should also, sir.
after print, parallel to print or parallel to if.
Parallel to print, sir.
Suppose if I use parallel to print, what will happen? It will print just 2 numbers, I think. From third number, it will stop, I think. Run module. Only 1 to now.
Oh, okay, sir.
Why after the 3 restriction na? So it will stop increment also. So increment will be parallel to if.
Okay.
This code indentation for while.
Okay.
This code indentation for while, not for
While.
if. Say this
Okay.
increment not belongs to condition. Increment
Sir.
belongs to loop.
Okay, sir.
Save the code, run module. Observe 1, 2, 4, 5. No 3 na.
Yes, sir.
Increment belongs to loop.
Loop. Okay, sir.
These are the examples for while. We discussed different structures. Next, third one, simple one. Python control flow. Python control flow.
Branching statements.
Branching statements. Branching statements. Observe Savitri. Already we discussed this concept, I think, Saturday, in the last week, Friday or Thursday. Python conditional statements are code blocks.
Yes,
loop
sir,
statements are code blocks. But branching statements are not code blocks. These are independent statements. We insert branching statements. We insert branching statements within loops. Okay, notes I will provide. Observe my explanation. Here we have 3 loop structures now. 3 branching statements now. One is
right.
Another is continue. Third one is return. We use break statements within break and continue statements within loop structures. We use a return statement in user defined functions. Functions for returning a value. One type of functions. See another type without returning any value that we will discuss in functions chapter. Now don't focus on functions, just focus on return. We use return statement in functions. What is break statement? What is break statement? The break statement is used to break out of a loop. It is used inside for and while loops to alter the normal behavior. The break will end the loop it is in and control flows to the statement. Say break means permanent break. Next, continue statement. See the continue keyword used to end the current iteration of the loop. Continue means temporary break. Break means permanent break. Break means permanent break. Permanent break. Observe my example. say for I in
Range.
range 1 to 11. Suppose I am reading data. I don't know about end number. Today 100 records, tomorrow 200 records, day after tomorrow maybe 30 records. I want to print up to 4th record.
Okay.
Irrespective of the maximum number, I want to print up to 4th record.
Okay, sir.
Just a minute. If I equals to double equals to means comparison operator. I equals to 4. If I equals to 4, up to 4 only na
Yes, sir.
break. If I equals to 4, break.
Okay.
Print I.
Right.
Print I.
Okay, sir.
Break means permanent break. Just a minute. Save the program. Break means permanent break.
Okay.
Then what is the output?
1, 2, 3,
4.
4 also.
4 also.
Yes,
If I
sir.
equals to 4, break.
Okay, sir.
After break, next it won't print 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Run module. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4 only break. Suppose if I want to print 4, then
5.
if I equals to 5 break means it will
Yeah.
print up to 4.
Oh, yes, sir.
It will print up to 4. 5 onwards break.
It won't print.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, sir.
This is example. Say, just a minute. Example. Print 1 to 4. 1 to 4 numbers are records in a range. In a range. That range may be 100 or 10. Okay. In a range.
Okay.
This is break.
Okay, sir.
Next, continue. Continue keyword is used to end the current iteration in a for loop or while loop and continues to the next iteration. The continue statement is a temporary break in a loop. Here I used for loop. Use
Yes, sir.
same way, use while loop, same way use while loop. Suppose you have some range. Suppose you have 10 printing 1 to 10 number. 10 numbers range you have. You want to print up to 4 only. This iteration. Iteration
Okay.
means cycle of execution. Use
Okay.
for loop, while loop. Suppose I equals to start value 1. Next,
Okay.
while suppose I less than or equals to 10 colon. Next, just a minute. Print I equals to I plus 1.
1.
It will print 1 to 10 numbers. Just a
Yes, sir.
minute. Save. Run module. 1 to 10 numbers.
Sir.
1 to 10 numbers. Now I want to print, forget about the range. I want to print up to 4th number only. 4th number.
Okay.
After
Okay.
4th number, break.
Okay.
Just a minute.
And
If
break.
I just a minute. If I equals to 5, 5 means up to 4 it will print.
4. Yes, sir. Break.
Next, break. This break statement belongs to if.
If. Yes, sir.
Print belongs to while.
While, sir.
Increment belongs to loop,
While.
loop, while
Yes,
loop.
sir. Yes, sir.
Just a minute. Save the code. I think it will print 1 to 4, but range is 10. 10
Yes, sir.
or 100, it will print up to 4 only. Run module. Observe what happened.
1 to 4, sir.
1 to 4. Just a minute. This is a while loop with
Okay.
break.
Okay.
Break means permanent break.
Okay.
Next, continue means
Temporary break.
continue. Temporary break only for that iteration.
Yes,
Only
sir.
for that iteration. Suppose here earlier we used except fourth record like na. For that
Yes, sir.
you can use alternate this one. For
Okay.
example, print 1 to 5 numbers except 2 second number.
Okay.
Means earlier we used condition within loop. This time use just condition with continue statement. It is alternate. Alternate.
Okay.
Suppose write print 1 to 10, 1 to 5 records first
Yes,
for
sir.
I in
Range 1 to 5.
range
5.
1 to
5.
6.
Okay.
Next,
Print
print
I.
I. It will print just a minute. Step. Next, use while structure also.
Okay, sir.
Suppose print. What is this?
Just a space, sir.
Blank line.
Yes, sir.
Blank line.
Yes, sir.
Next, I equals to 1. While I less than or equals to equals na 5. Here 5 included.
Yes, sir.
Next,
Print.
print I.
Yes, sir.
Print I. Next, I equals to I plus 1.
1. Yes, sir.
I equals to I plus 1. Say two different blocks.
Yes,
Two
sir.
different blocks.
Yes, sir.
But purpose same na. What is the
Yes, sir.
purpose? Printing
1
1 to 5 numbers. 1
Yes,
to
sir.
5 numbers. Save, run module. Observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2,
1 to
3,
3.
4, 5.
Okay,
Next,
sir.
what is our requirement? Except second number means
Second.
use continue. Continue means temporary break. Temporary break. Break means permanent break.
Yes, sir.
Suppose in for loop, after for loop, if I equals to what we have to exempt second number.
Second.
Second number. I equals to 2.
2.
I equals to 2.
2.
Continue. Means it won't print I.
2. Okay, sir.
Sorry, it won't print 2.
Yes, sir.
Suppose 1, it will print. 2, it won't print. Means
Yes, sir.
temporary break. 3, it will
Okay.
print. Break over. Temporary
Okay.
break over.
Okay.
Okay. If suppose you even said this statement in while loop also. While loop also. Same now.
Same.
Now observe what are the outputs. First
You didn't
output 1, 2, 4, 5. Second
and
output also 1, 2, 4, 5. Any problem?
you didn't mention continue in while loop, sir.
Yes. Good observation. Continue. Observe two blocks. You can practice blocks one by one. I used
Okay.
two blocks in same program.
Okay.
Run module. Why it is showing only one? Oh, variable problem. Variable problem. Less than or equals to, suppose, just a minute.
Change.
Save, run, run module. It is problem 1, 2, 4, 5. First block, okay.
J
It
is
is
not.
showing J is
J is not defined, sir.
defined here. I equals to J na. Oh, sorry.
J equal to
Okay. J equals to 1.
1. Yeah.
Mistake. Just a minute. Save. Run module 3. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Why it is? It is not taking loop. Why? J equals to 1. What is the problem here? It is
Yeah.
not taking
Yeah.
for loop. That is inside.
Yeah. Correct.
J less than or equals to. Just a minute. First you use block of statements. Just a minute. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Multi-line comment.
Yes, sir.
Save. Now just run while block. While
Yes, sir.
block. Run module. Only one. Problem in while block.
Yes, sir.
Problem in while
While.
block.
Okay, sir. We'll see.
Not problem in
For loop.
not problem in for loop. What is that problem for print J? What is the problem? Observe, Savitri. What is that problem?
Same.
Suppose, just a minute. Suppose,
Same.
just a minute. To leave this one first. First, clear the
First.
for loop. For loop,
Okay, sir.
okay na?
Okay, sir.
Run module. Temporary break 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3,
Okay.
4, 5. It is okay. It is okay.
Okay. Okay.
What about while? What about while? Observe, any problem is there in that while loop?
So it seems correct, but
Tell me, Rajesh.
he's not here, sir. He left the.
Okay, Rajesh not available. Last
Yes.
1 minute. We'll continue tomorrow. Just a minute. What is
Okay.
the problem? Suppose I equals to 1. You remove this one.
Okay, sir. I.
Suppose I less than or equal to 5.
Why?
It will
Sir,
print
no,
1
sir.
to
I
pardon?
is less than equal to 5, sir. While after while
Okay,
J is you need to replace.
okay. It will print up to 5, 1 to 5 na?
Sir.
Run module 1 to 5. Next break, temporary break for that one. Temporary break for suppose
If
if I equals to 2, I equals to 2, then
continue.
continue. Save that block. Run module. Okay, some problem is there in this one. For loop working,
Yes, sir.
Savitri, it
While
is
loop.
not working. tomorrow we will clear this one. Okay.
Okay.
Now
Okay,
I am
sir.
going to close the today's session. Any queries?
No, sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
We will meet tomorrow, same time.
Okay.
Thank you.